Hey guys, I'm Shantanu Udasi back again with another video capturing everything that has been happening in the world of artificial intelligence. Let's just not waste any more time and jump right into our stories. Our first story is that artificial intelligence can now design new antibiotics in a matter of days. IBM's new AI system could also help design treatments for COVID-19. So this story is in alignment with a story that we covered a few weeks ago that artificial intelligence can now create and research about molecules and their structures to create an entirely new element with properties that we select. So IBM has conducted further research on it and they are saying that they can create molecules and elements that are antibiotical in nature. So this IBM's new AI relies on a generative model, and this article has broken it down into a few basic steps to make us understand even better. So first of all, researchers start with a massive data sets of all the elements and molecules that are known to mankind. So AI analyzes all the molecules and understands why a particular molecule has certain properties, and it has something to do with the molecular structure of that particular particle. So the model learns the basic rule of molecule design. Now finally, the researchers can tell the artificial intelligence exactly what the properties they want in the new molecule, and the artificial intelligence can create that basic molecular structure having the properties the researchers want. So these kinds of generative models can have broader implications like fighting COVID or fighting climate change. Of course, it takes a lot of research and effort to create a particle or a molecule that attacks the protein in a particular disease. So by training these artificial intelligence, we can have them predicting which molecule consist antibacterial or antimicrobial properties in them. Other implications include climate change solutions, so that we can create a particular molecule or particle which is comparable to plastic in usage, but it is not as harmful as plastic to the environment. So moving on to our next story is about Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant saying that India is well positioned to become global leader in artificial intelligence. It may be a controversial statement, but let's find out what are the reasons that he is assuming that India is well positioned to be a leader in artificial intelligence. So one of the major reasons for this statement is India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, which allows to build a better AI ecosystem. He has also added that we should start integrating artificial intelligence in all the sectors, public as well as private, and also in sectors like defense, where this technology can be useful for our Air Force. He has also suggested that for maximizing the effective leveraging of AI tools, we need to cultivate and harness our biggest asset, which is human capital, and an abundance of it. He has also suggested that the government is going to play a catalyst kind of role that we see in the capitalistic economies of the world, where government builds the infrastructure and lets the market take over. But in areas such as defense, which are more sensitive areas, the private sector and the public sector will have to join hands and work together. Moving on to our next story, which is a companion piece to our previous story. Artificial intelligence can bring enormous changes in way wars are fought, says the IAF chief. Air Chief Marshal RKS Bhadauria has urged people to work on applications that utilizes artificial intelligence to help the Indian military. Although he has suggested that they have started integrating automation in some projects, but he is saying that this is a long process and it is going to take a long time, as it also involves a lot of ethical questions such as automation for weapons is dangerous or not. So he is planning for the long game, and hence he is urging people to work on AI applications so that we can start integrating them as soon as possible and we can be prepared for whatever is going on in the global market. Moving on to our next story is that Google has announced a TensorFlow quantum update exactly 1 year after its inception. So in this article, we will check out some features and updates that are expected to come along with it. Also, we have news that it consists of structures such as qubits, gates, circuits, and measurement operators required for specifying quantum computations. So the expectations is that the simulation benchmark will be drastically improved in the TFQ 0.5.0. Another expectation that we have is that it will speed up implementation. Not only the TFQ 0.5.0 is expected to speed up quantum research, but it allows for easy implementations of ideas that would otherwise never get tested. And finally, the most important things that researchers are expecting is that TFQ 0.5.0 would aid in the quest for quantum advantage in the field of machine learning. Moving on to the last story of our day. Our last story is that the brains behind modern day programming are honored with Turing Award. Yes, the modern day programming, anything to do with the modern day coding, although it may be non-existent in today's world, but many of the things that we are using today were conceptualized by these two gentlemen called Alfred Aho and Jeffrey Ullman. So these are the list of applications whose working can be traced back to Aho and Ullman. Is smartphone applications, artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, supercomputers, quantum computers, and wherever programming is used. So the Turing Awards are being awarded since 1966, which are named after the British computer science legend Alan M. Turing, and they are being awarded to people that are pushing the computer science boundaries. So it is very heartwarming to hear that these two gentlemen are receiving the recognition that they deserve. So that's about it. Those were all the stories that I have for you today. Please click on that like button. It really helps, and I do appreciate you reading all these stories in their entirety. Links for them will be in the description down below. And while you are at it, please click on that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss any other updates from Analytics India magazine.